What's going on, everybody? Israel Galindo here on the Vibrational Resonance channel. This is video number 2. Word to the wise, if you're ever making a video on your mobile device, put it on airplane mode, because I didn't, and I just had like 40 minutes into a video that was supposed to be 10 minutes long, and somebody called and killed my amazing thoughts that I had in there. So take 2, here we go. All right, today's video is going to be on self-worth and what determines your worth. And I've got a couple of lessons to teach you, and the reason why I'm doing this video today, which will be a short video, is because I'm noticing in social media and communication and self-circles and friends out there where everybody is putting on the negative of their self-worth. They don't feel worthy enough. They don't feel pretty enough. They don't feel, worthy to be around others enough, and so on and so on. What you guys are doing out there is, when these things are happening, is you are practicing self-worth theory. And I'm going to explain to you what that is. Self-worth theory is how most of us, including myself, determine our self-worth by evaluating our abilities, our performance, what we can do, what we can't do, why don't we make enough money than the other person. That's practicing a self-worth theory, because you're comparing yourself to the Joneses and the Smiths, and if that's your last name, that's awesome. So you value your life what you see fit in comparison to others. And you can't do that. You cannot do that. I mean, as much as we are programmed to always compete with others, it doesn't do you any good. And here's why. Most of the things that we practice, self-worth theory, as we call it, our own thing that we do in our life in this planet, is because we are drilled by media and everything else, and the way you grow up to see how others have more than others do, etc. These are the things that most of us look at our self-worth. Number 1, appearance. Whether it's a number on the scale, or the size of clothes, or how beautiful you look, or how your hair is versus somebody else who's losing their hair, etc. That's what a lot of people see, and that's the top of the list. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not hot enough. That person chose the other person because that person was this way or that way, and that's not me. I'm ugly. I'm this, I'm that. You're not doing yourself any favors or justice when you put yourself down like that. You got to appreciate yourself, The next one on the list is your net worth. A lot of us are sitting there going, well, if I made more money, I'm going to be successful, and that's what makes me important. Oh, that guy has 3 cars and I have 1. Oh my God, his financial status, you don't even understand. This guy's rolling in the dough. But again, what makes that person better than you? Because they have 3 cars, 3 insurance bills, 3 car payments, whatever the case is, more money, doesn't make the person better than you. It just doesn't. Your financial status should not affect what you're doing. If you're doing great, that's awesome. If you're doing bad, then try to do better. But it's not gonna determine, I'm not gonna judge you if you're making less money than that person. One of the other things I wanted to also mention is the biggest thing also that we've done since high school is always, who do we know? What's our social circle like? Man, that guy has 13,000 followers on Facebook, yet he doesn't know anybody. He doesn't have friends on the street, but he's a somebody because of A, B, and C. For me, and I got to keep telling you guys this, is you have to take that into consideration, that if you're going to put that self-worth mentality, then make it about your self-worth. Make it about you. Make it as, I'm worthy because I believe in myself. I'm worthy because I am comfortable in the way I look. I'm worthy because my net worth is enough to pay the bills and take care of my family. I'm worthy because I know that I don't know everybody in the world, but I have enough friends and family that I can connect with and have a good time with. You don't need 1,000 friends. You don't need to know, Billy Crystal or, Jack Black or anybody like that. You just need to be comfortable with who you know. And that's it. It doesn't matter their status. You know, what you do for a career is another one that really bugs me. And here's why. The example to give you is a stockbroker and a doctor. When you think about those two, 90% of you are going to go, oh yeah, these guys make a lot of money. They live in mansions, that. And then when I throw teacher and custodian, you know, and even where you see me put my hands, I mean, you're already judging. You're already labeling teacher and custodian. No, it shouldn't be this. We're all in the same playing field. Somebody makes more money because they are a doctor. Okay, that means they worked hard. They did a lot of schooling to get where they are. It doesn't mean they're better than you. It doesn't mean you need to compare yourself. If you're a teacher or custodian, guess what? You're as popular and as huge as them. Now, yeah, some jobs are paying less, but guess what? All of us are doing something to pay the bills, to help others, to continue that drive that drives our planet. I mean, we're all doing something, right? I mean, we can't sit in our beds all day watching Netflix because, you know, you got to have a job or you don't have Netflix. But my point being is there shouldn't be any judgment in what anybody does, and you shouldn't put your self-worth in that criteria. Those things that I'm telling you are the criteria that we always have in our heads. And that's stupid. And I'm sorry to use that word, and I hate using that word, but that is just stupid. And yeah, that is a negative word that I don't like using, but it is to the point, and I'm trying to drill the point in your heads that you cannot use those factors, the appearance, the net worth, the who you know, the what you do, the achievements. You can't do that. Okay, so I know a guy that climbed Mount Everest, and I know a guy that goes scuba diving, and I know a guy that owns a boat. My next door neighbor owns a boat, and I know a guy that's a race car driver. Are they better than me? No, they have some cool skills. I would love to do those things, but what's stopping me from doing it? Me. I'm the only one that's stopping me. I could blame my financial status. I could blame that I don't have any skills. I don't know how to drive a car like a race car driver. I don't know how to drive a boat. Doesn't matter. There's a lot of things that you can do, a lot of people that you can connect with, friends, family, whatever, that can help you get to that. But you are your worst critic. You're the one that stops yourself. And that's the biggest challenges. So now let's talk about specifications on net worth. What could you do for yourself that's going to increase your net worth? And I'm not talking about net worth like money. I'm talking about your self-worth for yourself. So when I use the word net worth, is how are you worthy to yourself? And that's a huge thing. So for me, the understanding, and by the way, all of these points lead to the same thing. So I'm just kind of giving you the bubble, but you understand what the bubble is. When you got to increase your self-understanding of yourself, you're understanding you. You got to feel that worth inside of you. You got to work on you. When you understand yourself and you understand where you are and how you can do better, that's important. I mean, you got to understand yourself. That is the biggest thing. You know, boosting your self-acceptance is another one. So I'm a janitor. So I'm the guy that, you know, that drives a bus. So I'm the guy that doesn't have a job, but I motivate people. So I'm the guy that owns $13 million companies. So I'm the guy that drives fast cars, Ferraris. Okay, own yourself. Understand who you are and boost that in you. And when you believe in who you are and understand your being, then you're going to feel better about yourself. There's no competition. There's no judge. There's no race going on right now. There's no need for you to put yourself in that position. And a lot of you do. A lot of you have no worth when it comes to yourselves. And I see that all the time. And I become your cheerleader. And I go online going, you matter. You're worthy. You're an individual. You were born to be here. Nobody made a mistake to have you be born. You were born for a reason. And whatever you do with your life, it is your own take on it. Now, yeah, some of you might, as you guys put it, dealt bad cards. Well, I'm in a wheelchair. Well, I lost a limb. Well, I had to go to war and this happened. Well, I only have 4 fingers versus 5 fingers. You know what? It doesn't make you any less than anybody else. You're like all of us. We're on the same planet. We're doing the same exact thing. Some of you might feel you're less than. You're not. You're as important as everybody else. And that's what I'm trying to get at with you guys. You know, recognize your self-worth about yourself. Take responsibility in yourself. You got to take responsibility on who you are. You don't feel like you got drive or appearance. You don't have to impress anybody. You know, for me, when I got to dress like this and dark jeans and some boots to go to work, great. My mentality has always been, I'm old school. I run a company. I'm always in a tie. I'll wear a suit jacket. I'll wear slacks. And I go to customers that always go, you don't have to dress in a suit to come here. You're making me feel uncomfortable because you're wearing a suit because I'm not worthy. Like they say that to me. Or, can you take off your tie? You're making me uncomfortable because that's not the world of today. Judgment. I'm being judged for the way I dress. Now, I dress the way I dress because I was raised to be professional. I was raised to dress that way. I was raised by my mom and gave me the skills that I needed to be a gentleman, a kind-hearted person, somebody that helps others, you know, somebody that's gonna open the door for someone and say please and thank you and ask how your day is going and really be concerned about it. And in the business world, be respectful to others and your elderly and all of that. These are the things that I was raised with in my core. That's who I am. And when somebody goes, dude, why are you wearing a tie? You look like an idiot. Does it bother me? No, I chose to wear a tie. I chose to wear a dress. You know, I think a couple of years ago, I posted a video of me wearing pink pants and people are like, what? What? You're wearing pink pants? What is wrong with you? You know, I like the color. I thought that was awesome. It didn't make me any less than anybody else. I walked down the street. Was I self-conscious about it? No. I liked the color. I mean, not a lot of people can pull off pink pants. Could I pull off pink pants? They look good on me. It didn't mean anything except that I enjoyed wearing them. And that was awesome, you know. For me, you got to take responsibility for yourself. And so I wrote some couple of tests that you should ask yourself. So I'm going to read those off because I put them in small writing and while I was driving earlier. So, all right, so here we go. These are the questions you should ask yourself. They're not big questions, little questions, but you don't have to remember them all. But I think that if you put these in your mind when you're having that self-worth less moment, and I'm not worthless, worth/less moment, you're feeling less than, not worthless. But the way I wanted to put it out there for you is this. Here's one for you. I am happy when, and then go ahead. When you are the happiest, I am happy when, what exactly makes you happy? You fill in that blank for yourself. Another one for you that I wrote in here was something that my friends like about me. Now, I'm not talking about judgment. What do you do that make your friends happy? Not for them. What do you do that somebody goes, like for me, people love that I smile. And it's not judgment. People always go, we love your smile. It really shows your character and who you are. And that's just who I am. I love to smile. I love to show that 99% of the time. That 1% probably got food in my mouth. So anyway, so for me, that's another one. I am proud of, boom, here's another question for you. What are you proud of about yourself? It could be anything. Anything that you can think of, whatever you're proud of that makes you think about you and how your self-worth, that's very important. My family is happy when, there's another one. What is your family happy? My family is happy when I go visit them. My mom loves it that I go see her. Now, ever since she's moved to another state, I haven't gone to see her. So she has to come to LA to see me. But if I was to show up in her city, she'd be extremely ecstatic that her son made some time to go see her. And that is very important. My family is happy when I'm not at work making videos and spending time with them. You know, those are little things. That's important. And then this is a good one. I wrote this one thinking on the way. Something that makes you unique is, and that's what you want to answer. What makes you unique? Not comparing it to the other guy or the other gal. What makes you unique? Could be anything. It could be that you're trying hard to make others laugh. It could be you're just a great artist. It could be that you're a great mom, a great dad. But what makes you unique? For me, I would say if I had to answer that question, what makes me unique is that my light is so bright, I share it with others. And that's what makes me unique. I wasn't talking about possessions. I wasn't talking about my appearance. I wasn't talking about net worth or who do I know. It's my own personal inner light is so bright, I can share it with others like I am today. And that's important to me. And that's what my self-worth is. I like that I was put on this planet to share my light and soul with you guys. And that makes me important. For me, that makes my self-worth that I can contribute. Doesn't make me any less if I don't have that light. I just happen to be unique that way. So, some milestones you guys are going to have to remember, and these are easy. Number one, your self-worth in your personality is key. Be comfortable with you. Be comfortable with your appearance. Be comfortable with your inner light. Be comfortable in your soul. Be comfortable in you. That is your first step. If you're not comfortable in any of those things, take a step back, walk over to the mirror, look at the mirror, and stare at yourself in the eye. And without feeling any shyness or uncomfortableness, say, I love you, but mean it. Say it 5 times, say it 10 times. Until you feel comfortable with yourself, that's where you got to start. The next milestone is self-worth in relationships. This is why I made this video today, and I'm going to tell you why. I have a lot of friends, and some of you are going, damn it, you're talking about me. So I have a lot of friends that are going through a lot in their relationships. I'm your biggest cheerleader. Now, this is why, and I'm very adamant about this. I was led by a lot of strong women. My mom, celebrity women that I've met, other women that are really have been gigantic roles in my life. For me, the empowerment of a woman is huge, is key. Now, that being said, do I not empower men? I do. But my biggest thing I want to tell you right now is you are and have always been an individual. You were born by yourself. Nobody came out with you. You didn't pop out with a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. You came out on your own. You lived through this planet on your own. You do not need anybody to define you. And I put my fist down on that one. You don't need anybody to define you. I'm talking to you, the married couple. I'm talking to you, the people that are dating. I'm talking to you, the single person. You don't need anybody to define you. If you are sitting there saying, well, I was put on this planet for my husband, I'm going to cuss in a minute and say bullshit. And I'm going to say that aloud. And the reason why I say that is because you're not defined by another person. You can tell me all you want that no, the Bible said the woman was put here for the guy and blah, blah, blah. Whatever your beliefs are, those are your beliefs. And I get that. I respect that. But you're an individual. When you're telling me, and I'm very adamant about this, when you're telling me, and I will use a real world example, well, I don't know if my husband will let me go to lunch with you because you're a man and I'm a woman and he wouldn't appreciate that. You know what? We're all individuals. If you're telling me that, then that means that there's something else going on in your relationship, in your marriage, in your comfort zone, whatever it is. Maybe you do respect your husband like that. Vice versa. If a guy tells me, dude, we're going to go hang out, and then tells me, you know what, my wife's going to be mad if I go out with you because she thinks we're dorks. You're not being yourself. You're not being an individual. Be who you have always been. You don't need to be defined by the other person. And you hear my voice? It gets very agitated. And I don't like negativity, but that irks me. Because when I see that in couples, when I hear the, well, he left me and I'm worthless and nobody loves me and he left me for somebody else. Again, I'm going to use that word we all like, bullshit. And I say it again very adamantly like that because you're not defined by another person. I don't care if you've been married 30 years, 50 years, 10 years, 5 years. If you're just dating, if you're just starting to see somebody, if you're sleeping with someone, you're not defined by the person. Get that through your heads. I'm going to say one more example because, again, it irks me. Well, I'll talk to you when I'm going to go to the store so my husband doesn't get mad if I'm talking to you on the phone. But you and I have been friends for 30 years. I know, but he's jealous. He's this, he's that. Bullshit. Oh, that's 3 cuss words I used today. That's bad. I'm going to put an explicit words on that. Again, it goes back to you're not defined by another person. You are your own individual. So when it comes to relationships, you don't need anybody to define you. No disrespect to your mates, but it goes both ways. You should be a man and be comfortable with your woman going wherever she's going and trust her. It's about trust. Same thing goes for the woman. If a guy goes out with his friends, you should have trust. You don't have self-worth about yourself if you're worried about a relationship and you're not comfortable. Then you got issues. You got to go deal with those issues. But right now, self-worth is, if my husband's going out tonight, that's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. If my girlfriend's going out tonight, that's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. She's going out with a girlfriend. She's going whatever. Oh, she just had dinner with a guy. Okay. Now, it's a whole other story if they're lying to you about it. But in short, it just goes back to have self-worth in your relationship. Own it. You're not owned by somebody. This isn't the caveman world. You're not owned by anybody. You might say out there, well, it is. No. I married my wife. I own her. You do not own anybody. Just because a marriage certificate says that, you don't own the person. You're not a slave driver. She's not a slave, vice versa. Don't treat your man like that. Don't treat your woman. All you're doing is putting a status quo out there, and you're putting your self-worth that you're a master and they're a slave. That's not cool. Okay, let's move on. Self-worth in your job. No matter what job you're in, it doesn't matter. You make a difference in anything. And again, going to any job, I'm not going to discriminate on any job, whatever you do, big or small, you're contributing to the economy. You're contributing to others. You're contributing to do what somebody else needs. Now, you could say, well, I don't have a job, but I volunteer. You're still helping. You're still doing something, whether it's helping a human being, a customer, a vendor, an employer, a client, anybody. I only sit and talk to, a baby all day because I babysit. That's okay too. You know what? You're contributing, and that's important. So you got to see the self-worth in your job, and that's key. That is really, really key. So for me, I keep telling you guys, have self-worth in you. Believe in you. Understand you. That's going to be key for yourself, mind, body, and soul, and to feel good in your skin. Until you feel good in your skin, you're just always going to be looking at the grass is greener on the other side. That's not a way to live. You can't live like that. I'm guilty of it, as well as others. But in the end, until you are comfortable with yourself, you are going to fail when it comes to always feeling the status quo is better than you. And that's one of my messages to you guys today. I know the last couple of messages have been very strong, but my point goes back to teaching you guys lessons to empower you. You are amazing. You're a light. You were put here for a reason. Love yourself. Work on self-care. Work on you. Be powerful in you, because I believe in you and I don't even know you. If you're watching this video, I don't even know you, but guess what? I believe in you. So continue the pattern, stay positive, make sure that you have self-worth in you, and always lift and help others who can't help themselves. Have a great day. Don't forget to like our video. If you have any comments, questions, feel free to leave them below. I'll talk to you soon. Stay positive. Israel out.